All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show of the Sports Senseis. I am your girl Sensei, of course. Thank you for joining us once again on an awesome Tuesday. We are so excited to be back, so excited to have you guys back to watch us, so we can let you know what's going on in the sports world. Because where else you gonna get it other than us? Well, today we'll be talking about Tom Brady and his struggles. We'll be talking about Aaron Rodgers as well as our good sis Brittany Griner, a mess. But we got you covered. We got to get into that, as well as the Lakers. I don't want to talk about it, but we have to. And all things NBA, as well as Ruth the Truth got some news for us. We got to figure out what she got to say, because I want to know. She has told us, and I'm sure you guys want to know too. You know, over here at the Sports Sensei, we stay trying to do big things. But before we get into the show, check out these cool videos we got for you. Yo, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to another edition of the Sports Senseis. I am your girl Sensei, of course, and I got my two favorite people to do this thing we call podcasting with, Ruth the Truth and Jay Nicole. Ladies, how are y'all doing today?
What's up, ASAP
on this fine Tuesday? Well, but I mean, before we get into any of our sports topics and things of that nature, our good sis shared with us before we started the show, Ruth the Truth, that she got some special news for us. So, Ruth the Truth, I mean, what's going on? What we got going on, sis? Is we out the hood? Ladies? Have we made it out the hood?
We almost there. I'm really excited to share with everybody a little bit of a testimony of how you should never doubt yourself. You should never say that you can't do something, that something's not going to happen for yourself. I was very lucky that, unfortunately, I have a little bit of a critiquing habit when it comes to me, and I just didn't think that I was good enough. Well, God has a funny way of showing you that you are good enough. I was able to get into the Thursday night football game for Prime Video. More Ravens against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You guys can't really see it right now because it's dark, but you can see the Raymond James like right from here. Building, and I'm so excited. I had a little bit of doubt because usually for big games, they have so much national coverage that the press box is packed. And they always tell me, like, Ruth, we have to feed into the local media before we come down to, or I'm sorry, we have to feed into the national media before we give seats to the local media. So unfortunately, I wasn't there for the Kansas City Chiefs game, as well as the Packers game. I didn't get, but I get Lamar Jackson on Thursday, though. I'm so excited. When I opened that email, like, I almost screamed in class. And mind you, this is a film study class where we're watching silent films from the 1900s. And I literally almost burst out in a scream. It was hard to contain, but I'm really, really excited. No offense to the Buccaneers, but after the game, I'm definitely going in the Ravens locker room. I'm sorry. Interview with Lamar Jackson, I am not going to let that slip away. But yeah, go Bucs. We'll see what happens Thursday.
Yes, Ruth. Well, salute to you, Ruth the Truth. That is awesome. We love to hear that amazing news. We all been grinding. We all know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Trying to getting so many no's and so many doors shut in your face, or like you said, having self-doubt. So I definitely understand where you're coming from, sis. But congratulations to you. That's awesome news. Definitely happy to hear that.
Thank you, ladies.
Jay Nicole, what's up with you, man? What's going on with you, man?
This past weekend I did on ASAP Network Red Kingdom, so with my guys, so that was fun. Talked all about my Chiefs, and then we got the win on Sunday against G and the 49ers. Like light work. That's all.
Light work.
I think it was gonna be that light work, but light work. So we going into the bye, we gonna rest up. Be healthy, and we'll see my Chiefs in a couple of weeks. So it's all good.
Of course. Well, speaking of the Bucs earlier, Ruth the Truth alluded to them as well as slight flex. The stadium is just sitting in the back of her in her backyard, basically. Just a slight flex there. But I want to talk about, of course, TB12 and what is going on with the Bucs right now. They don't look good. He doesn't look good. It's looking like that decision to come out of retirement is not paying off the way that he thought. So what are you guys' thoughts on his struggles? What do you think that the Bucs' problems are? Is this a Tom Brady problem, or is this a Tampa Bay Buccaneers problem? Jay, I'll start with you.
Oh man. Let me first say all the memes that are like, I left my wife and my kids to still play this team.
Hilarious.
You see Tom Brady yelling, what was that, the offensive line on the end? I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm a big TB12. He is the GOAT, but to lose against the Panthers, like this should have been a gimme, right? I mean, he threw 30. I mean, he went 32 for 49 and he threw 290 yards, but no touchdowns with all the weapons you have. Tom Brady, what's going on? But here's the thing. This is his he's never been 3-4, or the last time he was started 3-4 was in 2002, guys. That's 20 years ago. 20 years ago, okay? Has he started 3-4. So I feel like when you got TB12 on your team, you never can be behind. Like, I think this is just a little slump that we hit. Let's get back in motion and pick it back up. I'm not worried yet, right? I'm not worried yet. I really will say that you still have TB12. I think he's got to get in the rhythm. Sometimes we don't know, right? Is personal life weighing in and we not kind of, weighing on you a little bit? You're not thinking, you know what I mean? It's a team effort, but I mean, Brady has too many weapons not to get some touchdowns, especially you going 32 for 49, 290 yards, no touchdowns. Like, I don't know. I just say we had a bad couple of games. That's what I'm going to say. But I can't wait to hear what Ruth has to say because she's been up close and personal. But yeah, never count TB12 out. I think it's just a little bit of slump. We'll get back on it.
Yeah, Ruth the Truth, what you got, man?
I have a lot of comments, especially when it comes to the Tampa Buccaneers, but I'm going to try to keep it short and simple. The play calling is terrible for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. They are trying to prove too much in the run game when the offensive line is not opening these gaps for Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White. It's not happening for them right now. They need to come up with a scheme that is going to play into their abilities, because at the moment they have a very weak offensive line. I mean, we are missing Ali Marpet. We had Alex Kappa leave as well. Ali decided to retire at a young age, which really, really sucked for us. We had Ryan Jensen that went down in day 2 of training camp. They have been in disarray and have had so many different guys in the lineup. It is not consistent when it comes to the protection of Tom Brady. And as everybody knows, in his 23 career in the NFL, Brady does not do well with pressure up the middle. And that's exactly what they're experiencing with having a left and right guard that is not strong. We're looking at rookies right now. Rookies going against grown veterans that have been in the league for over a decade. It's not working out. And Brady is starting. I mean, I know Brady's not physically or people aren't seeing in the media that he's panicking, but you best believe that at the Raymond James Stadium, at the Advent Health Training Facility, there is some panic going around, and there are some fingers that are being pointed throughout the whole organization, top to bottom. A lot of people are complaining about Byron Leftwich. A lot of people are complaining about head coach Todd Bowles. If you guys haven't seen the pattern that we've seen in the NFL, they're going into an offensive direction. Todd Bowles is a defensive-minded coach. Okay, we've seen a lot of defensive-minded coaches in the league struggle in this era of offense, and it's really, really sad to say that we lost to Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, who were a 1-4 or 1-5 team at the time, and then we lost to the Panthers, who were 1-5, our division rivals, the Panthers, with PJ Walker. There was no Baker Mayfield, okay? There was no Teddy Bridgewater. There was no Cam Newton. There's no Sam Darnold. You know how many quarterbacks they've had ciphered throughout Carolina? It's incredible. We lost to an XFL quarterback in PJ Walker. I know Todd Bowles had a lot of great things to say about him because they grew up in the same neighborhood. They went to the same high school. They even went to the same college. So he has a great relationship with PJ. Did he give PJ the cheat codes? Like, did he slip his boy like a sheet of paper of how to annihilate the Buccaneers secondary, how DJ Moore just completely did away with what he wanted with our defensive front that's been our strong point for the last couple seasons? There's panic. There's panic going on in Tampa right now. I'm sorry that I said I was going to keep this short, but it's kind of true with everything that's going on, with everything that's kind of feeding into the problem. I just think Mike Evans, as soon as he missed that touchdown pass in the first quarter of the game, completely off for the rest of the game. In the red zone, Tom Brady had a wide open Russell Gage in the corner of the end zone, and he throws to Chris Godwin in triple coverage. Like, those are a lot of head scratching moments where it's like, is Todd's head fully in the game? And I was watching the press conference with Tom Brady from earlier today, and Sarah Walsh from the NFL Network, shout out to her having all of her lethal questions. She literally asked Brady the most simple questions, like, what has been the toughest thing since the last 48 hours since losing to the Panthers? Yo, it took Brady 30 seconds to say something. Like, his face, I know that he was probably thinking of a whole different scenarios that might be going on in his life. I mean, everybody's been alluded to his divorce happening, family issues. You could see the wheels spinning in Brady's eyes, and he just kept shrugging. He was like, he didn't know how to answer that question because Brady has too much going on right now, and you could see it out on the field. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how to fix the problem. I wish I did. I wish I was that guru. I wish I could take him up to the mountains and do that potion that Aaron Rodgers did in the offseason, maybe to like reset them. But there's a lot of panic going on in the Bay right now, and we just don't know how to answer the call. And you kind of just wish the bye week was happening this week, but no, we're going up against Lamar Jackson, okay? One of the most lethal quarterbacks in the NFL right now because he is a switch army knife. He can kill you with the deep throw, or he can run the ball. He can make plays with it's so much that we didn't have time to prepare for. And I know the Bucs are saying, no, we won a game. We want to have a chance to get this sour taste out of our mouth after what happened on Sunday. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want time to heal. You want time to practice. You want time to come up with a game plan that you can execute when it comes to Thursday Night Football because everybody's going to be watching. It's national television. We ain't talking about no 1:00 game on a Sunday when there's 6 other games going on. No, it's Thursday Night Football. You guys are in the limelight. We're at home. That's our only advantage. Let's see what they can do with Lamar Jackson.
Well, that you are absolutely right. You hit every nail on the head with that one. But justice for Giselle, because Giselle was right. Tom Brady should have stayed his ass at home. I'm sorry, he should have. It's over with. Listen, I respect the hell out of Tom Brady. You can't do anything but like seven Super Bowls. Enough said. Like, though, you can't dispute that. But he created magic with Tampa Bay once, and I think at that point when he was at his high, at the peak where he won the Super Bowl, he beat Patrick Mahomes. Like, they were the underdogs. He despunked the whole Belichick is the reason for his success. Like, that was the moment he should have just got on the horse and rode off into the sunset, because you don't got nothing else to prove. Like, what else are you trying to prove, sir? Like, you've done everything.
That's exactly what Giselle said to him on the field. They had a camera pointing at Giselle, and you could read her lips. She said, what else do you have to prove?
Because
$1 million question.
It's the facts. Like, I get the whole he's a competitor. I get he wants to be great, and fine. Compete with your kids. Like, that's what you can do. Compete with them. Have a little football tournament. Y'all set it up. Matter of fact, you set up your kids versus Drew Brees' kids. How about y'all do that? Like, you don't have to. What are you like? You don't have to do this. Like it's to the point where now it's getting sad because it's like you can visibly see the decline now. Like the 2 years ago when he won the Super Bowl, I was like, he's still at the top of his game. You can visibly like he's doing un-Tom Brady things, like the things that make you like Tom Brady threw that pass. Tom Brady got that fumble. Tom Brady took that sack. Like it once it gets to that point, let the young boys have it, bro. Like it's over with. Like you're always going to be revered as one of the greatest of all time. Most people in their life ain't gonna touch one Super Bowl. You got 7. Like you have 7. You can do this for the rest of your life and have rings or all of these fingers for the rest of your life. Most people can't do that. Like I just don't understand him coming back. Like it's not that serious, bro. Like I get it. But go home, bro. Go home. Be a family man. It's time. It's been time for real. But it's time now. Like it's because I mean, play calling, yes, hasn't been the greatest. The coaching decisions haven't been the greatest. The defense is not the greatest. The offensive line, like you said, are a bunch of young bucks. So no pun intended. But you know what I'm saying? Like they're not a veteran offensive line. So like all of those things are true, yes, but he also is not playing well. So it's like it sticks out even more because it's like all this mess is going on, and then he's just dumping on top of it because it's like you're still not like you could yell at the offensive line all you want to. The offensive line didn't make you throw in the triple coverage. Like that was the decision you made. The ball came from your hands. They didn't tell you to do that. So it's like he just I don't know. Like I hate to see it. I hate to see him go out like this, but I know he said no retirement in his plans anytime soon, but bro, go home and be a family man. Like it's time. It's been time. Like,
I mean, 45 years old. Like
what else? Like, do you want to be in a?
Old.
Would you like to not walk for the rest of your life? Like, what exactly are you trying to accomplish, sir?
I think there should have been a moment of clarity for Brady in the offseason when he saw Allie decide to retire at 29 years old. And then Alex Kappa gets signed with the Bengals. Like that was your offensive line that kept you protected, that kept you upright, that helped you throw for 5,300 yards last season. I mean, yeah, the Super Bowl season's amazing, but the numbers that he put up the year after was MVP. Like,
yeah,
incredible.
Facts.
But as soon as the roster switched up when it comes to your protection, Brady, that's when you probably should have been like, you know what? Maybe it is time. Like, maybe it's time to move on. Like, they got rookies protecting you, dude. Rookies that weren't even born when you entered the NFL.
Like
weren't even born.
And who are you? And it's not like they could go out and go get somebody to make that, to rectify it and make it. But like I said, it's just the writing is on the wall. Like you know the meme where they like what is something about red flags? Like I saw red flags and I thought it was a circus. Like that's Tom Brady with like retiring from the NFL. Like it's so many red flags, but he like 6 flags or like maybe I should like bro. Give it up, man. Like I said, you have 7 Super Bowl. You are going to be revered as the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, greatest player, that's debatable, but at least greatest quarterback, you got that signed, sealed, and delivered. You have nothing else to prove. Like Giselle saying what she said at the end of that Super Bowl was her indication. So you're done, right? This is it. Like we're not doing this anymore because she wants her husband. She doesn't want to be like, which is understandable. Like I've been supporting and holding down the household for X amount of years that we've been together. I want to break too. Like I want to do some fun stuff too. Like I don't want to just be the mom and be the supportive wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, it is what it is, Tom. Take your ass home. That's all I'm saying.
It is what it is.
Moving on from one struggling 12 to the next, Aaron Rodgers has not been playing like Aaron Rodgers as of late. He's had a lot of things to say, a lot of blame placed in other places other than his feet. So ladies, what are our thoughts on Aaron Rodgers? And I mean, I'll just leave it there. What are you, Ruth? Go ahead, just take it away.
I think we're seeing exactly what a lot of people suspected we were going to see out of the Green Bay Packers. No Devontae Adams, throw in a whole bunch of rooks. These are all kids. Aaron Rodgers is 38 years old. He has no kids of his own. He's not ready to be a dad. He's not ready to help these young bucks grow up. Like, no, he wants some grown ass veterans to throw to, like a Randall Cobb who's been dealing with injury. Like, I mean, it's too much for Aaron right now to handle. I think we're really starting to see how great of a coach they have in Matt LaFleur. Is he really the truth, like people explain, or was it just Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones and these veterans really carrying the squad? I think it's really going to test Matt LaFleur, and let's see if they can recover. But because losing to Washington, I mean, at least they put up three touchdowns on Washington, and the Bucs couldn't even get one in the end zone. So I'm not going to sit here and try to compare what bay is drowning the worst, because right now it's just both really ugly sights between both teams. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not trying to help these young guys. I don't really think he knows how to talk to them. I think that this generation is probably just too much for him to handle. And he just kind of has that mentality like, oh, they'll learn on their own. Like, no, you got to be a leader. You got to take a hold of your locker room. You got to take a hold of that wide receiver room when you guys are going through plays, doing through walkthroughs. You just got to step up a little more to kind of see some productivities from these young guys. And I don't know if that's going to happen because that's not Rodgers' style.
Good point, Jay. What you got? Well,
I don't like Aaron Rodgers, so yay! I'm so happy to see them. They now have the same record as the Chicago Bears, right? The hometown team. What is going on? What is going on? I'm out on Aaron Rodgers anyways. Why did he win MVP last year? I don't think. And you're clearly missing Devontae Adams. Like he should be at home right now holding a picture of Devontae Adams crying. You are clearly missing him. You gave up your number one receiver. I mean, really, the score is, so much closer. They scored that touchdown in the fourth quarter, but they only had scored 14 points through the first two quarters. Brady went 23 for 35. He did have 2 touchdowns. Rushing was non-existent. A total of 38 yards rushing. I can't even believe I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait, is this right? I'm like, I want to scroll, but like, what? 38 yards rushing. You let Washington. I don't have any words, but I'm glad to see Aaron Rodgers lose. Hopefully this humbles him. And he gets his stuff together. I just don't. They can't be as explosive as they were without Devontae Adams. They can't. So they have to find other ways to win. And man, it's just looking kind of bleak right now. Everybody, of course, every year, Green Bay is going to run away, but they're looking at Minnesota like what's really good. So it'll be interesting to see how this all pans out. But Aaron Rodgers, not sad for you at all. I hope you lose next week's game and the game after that, and somebody just really puts him in his place. Like, clearly right now he's making his money. I don't think Aaron really cares about winning. We've said it a million times. It's Super Bowl or bust. We know you're great. We know you can make comebacks. We know you can throw these yards, this and that. But like, you need another Super Bowl, bro. You haven't had a Super Bowl since 2010. Like, MVPs don't mean anything. You need at least a second ring because, Aaron Rodgers, that bad man. Well, right now, that bad man is bad. Like, just bad. So we'll see. I mean, if they can pick, out of this line. But he's still Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know what's going on. You're missing your number one receiver. I just said that.
Yeah. Ladies, one of my favorite words is accountability. And in this particular situation, there's no other word that best describes it other than accountability. Because at the end of the day, the Packers are where they are because of Aaron Rodgers. Flat out. Like, offensive-wise, their offense is stagnant because of Aaron Rodgers. They don't have Devontae Adams because of Aaron Rodgers. Like, they have all these young receivers because of Aaron Rodgers. So he's got to look himself in the mirror and say, I screwed this up, because he did. At the end of the day, you still could have had one of the best receivers in the league in Devontae Adams. You chose to go behind his back and get paid after you said you weren't going to negotiate your deal until he negotiated his first. But then you did a reverse Uno card and decided you wanted to get paid. And so Devontae Adams was like, well, F it, I'm out. So now he's over there. I mean, and he over in Oakland miserable too. He ain't doing much better, but still. the fact of the matter is that marriage didn't have to be separated. It just, like I said, it was at the fault of Aaron Rodgers. So he can't get mad and blame any. You can't, point your finger at everybody else. It's got to be some on you too, because we hold you to a high standard because of what you have shown us throughout the years, which is consistency. You know what I'm saying? You playing at the highest level. You being one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league every year. So you're going to be held to that expectation no matter what. If you got rookies, if you got undrafted free agents, if you got veterans, no matter what, we're going to hold you to that standard because that's what you've shown us. So you can't get mad because people expect you to be with what we've seen over the last 10 plus years. Like this is what we are accustomed to. So when we see a drop off, yeah, we're going to have questions. We're going to wonder what's going on. And like I said, it has to be placed at the feet of Aaron Rodgers. This whole situation could have been different. The coaching staff could have been different. Everything could have been different, but they wanted to appease him and it had to be his way. And the thing about when you want it your way, everything is on you at that point. Like the moment that you decide that everything has to be the way that you want it to be, it's all on you, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. So now we're looking at the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. And so now instead of being like, I should have handled this better, now it's, well, these guys are young and these guys shouldn't play. And this, no, bro, no.
So who's in a better position, Devontae with a 2-4 record, or what is it, 2-4 or 2-5?
I think it's 2-4.
I think they had a bye. Yeah, so they're 2-4, and then the Green Bay Packers are what, 3-4? Yeah, 3-4. So right now, who do you think is going to have the more wins at the end of the season, the Raiders or the Packers? Because I think the Raiders are on the incline right now, and I think the Packers are on the decline. Yes, they have the reputation of always having the most games won in the NFL, but that was with that happy marriage of Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, and we're seeing way less production offensively when it comes to the Packers. So are they even in the same category as they were in years before? No, I don't think so. So I think that's going to be a really close thing to watch, is how well the Raiders keep going and how bad the Packers keep falling.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the Raiders are definitely more so on the incline than the Packers. I think they got more potential because they have more pieces as well. And some of their integral pieces right now are injured, and then they are due to get some people back. So I think the Raiders definitely have a better trajectory to tread up than the Packers, because the Packers are going to be who they are. Like, that's their team. Like, they don't have anybody coming back. They don't have anybody coming in. Like, their team is.
And they play the Bills next week.
They're gonna get smoked.
That's a L.
Baby, they are going to
on the road in Buffalo.
Listen, we gonna be smoking that Green Bay pack because they finna roll them right on up. They gonna roll them right on up. It's gonna be real bad.
The Raiders play New Orleans in New Orleans. So I'm gonna go with a fantasy question really quick, ladies, because I'm trying to settle this debate. Should I play Derek Carr, who is playing in New Orleans, or should I play Tua Tagovailoa that is playing where are they playing? They're playing the Lions. Tua, right? Okay,
I
good.
would go Tua.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page, because I just switched them up. I put Derek Carr on the bench and I put Tua on there. Oh, real quick, I didn't know that you could tie in fantasy.
I didn't know that either. You just put me on.
I really thought I was going to win this week. I'm in 2 different leagues. I won the other league, totally smoked the other guy by like 30 plus points. But in the other league, I was down by 7 points. Okay. All his players played. All I had was Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, oh, Tyreek is going to get me like 15. Like, I'm good. We get to halftime. He got me 3 points on the board. And I'm like, oh man, don't tell me I'm about to lose. And I had Tyreek Hill to save the day. Like, don't tell me this is true. And then it comes down to a tie at the end of it all. And I'm like, they go down to the digits in fantasy. Like, it's not just 85 points. No, they go 85.01 whatever it is. I literally tied the exact same number as the guy I was going against. And I did not think that was possible. I thought they were going to do a coin flip to like give somebody an extra 2 point whatever or 1.0. But nah, I tied in fantasy, and I did not think that was a thing. So I am now standing at 2-4-1, and that is just a really ugly record. That's a really hideous record. I think the Houston Rockets the Houston Texans are 1-4-1, which is pretty ugly to look at. But
That's
yeah,
terrible.
I'll end it on that. I didn't think that I could actually tie in fantasy, but it's true. It happens.
Yes. Real quick. Well, not even real quick. We're just gonna go ahead and go to the next topic because I'm excited about this, being that I have 2 Cowboys fans on the show. And by the way, I want to throw this out there. My mother is a Cowboys fan. Unfortunately,
Mama Sensei.
Listen,
Mama Trap's a Cowboys fan.
Yes, Mama Sensei is a Cowboys fan to her heart, and she wanted me to deliver this message to both of you ladies because she does watch the show. So she just wanted to, give you guys your kudos and show y'all some love because y'all always defend the Cowboys. She can't stand me at a particular time when we start talking about the Cowboys because she know I gotta talk my mess. But she said y'all are her adopted daughters now because y'all are Cowboys fans. So I just wanted to let y'all know from Mama Sensei to y'all that that's how she's feeling right now. Okay,
we appreciate that. We appreciate.
But yeah, so anyway, since we're talking about the Cowboys, we have to get into it. The Cowboys and the Eagles, obviously they're in the same division. They both have winning records atop of the NFC. Oh my God, Ruth, you are childish. I just looked. And I'm
like, I wonder how long it's gonna take her to.
I was like, wow, no, she didn't put my. Okay,
I had to.
I can't. But yes, so both teams are atop the NFC at this particular point. So how do you guys see the division ending? Do you see the Cowboys being the NFC champions or the Eagles? Who do we got? I'm gonna start with you. I'll start with Jay. Jay, you go first. I'm sorry.
Oh man. This is tough. So I'm rocking my Cowboys hat today because Dak is back. Even though our defense really won that game first, but Dak is back, so that's good. Man, I really don't know how this is gonna shake up. Like, I'm like, could the Cowboys get in wild card? Because I don't feel like the Eagles are gonna give up that one spot, and the Giants are playing the way they are. I'm like, I'll say this. Unfortunately, I don't see the Cowboys getting that one spot. The Cowboys are my NFC team, guys. And it's just because I live in Texas now. So they're my NFC team. My heart is all Chiefs, but I want them to do good. But I mean, the way the Giants and the Eagles are playing, man, the Eagles and the Giants are going to have to lose some games, and the Cowboys just going to have to win some games if we really want to see things flip. But I don't have them winning the division. It's always any given Sunday, anything can happen. But I'm really proud of what they're doing because we thought for sure this season, you trade Amari Cooper, like, man, we ain't got no, CeeDee Lamb, our only dude. Our running game was, but our defense is just playing lights out. So I don't know. If we can get it as a wild card, that'd be great. But I don't see us winning division. I think the Giants and the Eagles are going for it, and they're playing hard, and it's gonna be 1-2. However, we did beat the Giants, so I mean, having that win in our NFC East, I mean, we'll see. But I can't give you a good reason why I would see the Cowboys winning this division if the Eagles and Giants just stay this high. So that's
I think
yeah, Ruth, what you got?
I think it's really important to give some flowers to the New York Giants. So here you go, Giants. These are for you. One, I think it's pretty impressive what Brian Daboll's been able to do as his first year as head coach. I don't know if New York is really starting to believe in Danny Dimes, but they're definitely liking him, and they're definitely getting warmed up to what he's able to do on the field and how he's able to make some quick moves on the feet to move the chains, because everybody knows that's the most important thing in an NFL game. If you keep moving the chains, you're eventually going to keep putting points on the board and putting your team in the best position to win. So I think Danny Dimes has really been putting it on the line for them. The Eagles, okay, have been very, very impressive, okay, with their 6-0 start, but they have not played a team with a winning record other than the Dallas Cowboys, who are playing with their second string quarterback and Cooper Rush. Okay. I think the Eagles are about to take a serious nosedive, and everybody's going to recognize that they are still the little pigeon Eagles. Okay. I have it really turning around bad for the Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
They got their bye week way too early.
Wow.
Come back to bite them. Dallas, Okay. On the other hand, I love you, Dak Prescott, but you do not have a wide receiver one. CeeDee Lamb cannot handle the spotlight. Ezekiel Elliott is banged up, only averaging 60 yards a game. Tony Pollard is our running back one at this point and has been the most impressive. I think it's going to be really hard to say, honestly, who's going to take the NFC East at the end of the day. But at this point in time, I think the Giants are in a better position to take the NFC East over the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. That's just because I hate the Eagles that much. Okay. But I will say that Dak is leaning heavy on that defense. If they can at least score 3 touchdowns a game, maybe 2 passing, one rushing, maybe Kavontae Turpin gets a freak, return for another touchdown. That would be lovely. He's starting to gain his momentum as we saw in the preseason, what he was able to do against the Colts. But if the defense don't stay healthy, Dallas is going to dissolve. I'm going to be honest with you. As long as they could score 3 touchdowns and let the defense handle the rest of the game, that is going to be their formula continuing for this season, because they don't have a number one running back, and their running back room is pretty beat up as well. So no wide receiver one, a banged up running backs. I'm not going to say it's going to be tough, honestly. I think it's a toss up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Giants to take the NFC East division. I'm being realistic. I'm being a realistic Cowboys fan, which everybody could say that I am one of those. I'm not one of those people like, Dallas for the Super Bowl. No. Like, I'm going to give it to you real. I've been a fan of the team for over 2 decades. I know how it goes. They always build me up just to break me down. So I'm going to keep it real with y'all, because Ruth the Truth sticks to the facts.
Listen, she may tell you a joke, but she'll never tell you a lie. She'll never tell you a lie. Listen, I
like that, Sensei. I'm gonna use that.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell some jokes, but I'll never tell you lies.
I never tell you a lie. You got to implement that in your everyday. I say it all the time. That. But listen, I got one answer for this question. EAGLES, Eagles are going to win the NFC. I'm sorry, it's going to happen now. Do I think that they're going to win the NFC for the season? As far as like the outright, just, you know what I'm saying, for the, you know, I'm not sure about the NFC Championship, because I'm not sure about the Eagles under pressure as far as in the playoff. Like it's one thing to float through the season 6-0 and ride that high. It's a totally different thing where one game dictates everything. That's at that point, records don't matter. It's an even playing field. It's you versus them. So I'm not sure if I'm all the way sold about them being NFC champions. I will say that they'll outright win the division. I think the Giants will come in a close second, because like both of you alluded to, they're fighting tooth and nail to get this NFC title. So they're both in the running for that. I think Dallas right now is just trying to get healthy, being that Dak Prescott just came back, being that they're getting some other pieces back as well. So right now for them, it's about getting healthy and, trying to be as healthy as they possibly can going into the playoffs. So I don't think their minds are really set on winning the NFC. But like I said, in the playoffs, it may fare different, because Dallas does have the defense on their side. Like, they have an outstanding defense who, they're going to cause trouble for people. Without a doubt. And also too, what concerns me about the Eagles is that the Eagles have yet to put, even though they're 6-0, they've yet to put together a complete game where it's like, for sure that they're going to win. Like, it's always the other team always has a chance to come back, or they always come back. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles come out smoking hot in the first 2 quarters, and then they kind of die down a little bit towards the end of the game. So I think that that's something that they don't correct now. It could definitely turn around and bite them in the butt in the end. But yeah, like I said, to win the division, as far as going to the playoffs, I got the Eagles. Now, NFC Championship, depending on who they play, I'm not really sure. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying, that's yet to be seen. But I definitely think that they have an opportunity to win a division. But now, what I will say is, Dallas fans, this is the last year I'm gonna give Dak Prescott a pass. Okay. Now I don't want to hear nothing about Mr. Prescott. If he flame out in the first round this year, I don't want to hear nothing about Dak Prescott no more. Okay, he got paid all that money. Again, he got paid all that money. So he better play up to that. He better play up to that contract because I don't want to hear no more excuses.
Yeah, $40 million a year. At $40 million a year, you better be throwing 3 touchdowns a game.
At least.
And no turnovers. Limit the turnovers, which I'm grateful. I haven't been seeing a lot of that with Dak, but the season is still young. But when you look at these 3 teams in the NFC, and I'm kind of upset that we haven't brought up Washington in the NFC East, but I mean, let's not waste our breath when it comes to Washington because they're under control of Tyler Heineke right now and Carson Wentz when he gets back.
They're not even.
I don't really put them.
They're not even a real team. Their name is the Commanders. The Commanders.
The Commanders, yeah. But I mean,
let's like the Commanders.
If you look at the schedules coming up for these teams right now, okay, when the Philadelphia gets back from the bye, they're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Houston Texans, the Washington Commanders, and the Indianapolis Colts. Are they going like 9-0? Are they going 10-0? Because when I read off those teams right now, you automatically think, oh, the Eagles are going to continue this undefeated streak for quite some time. They might run into some issues with Green Bay that they play after the Indianapolis, but they are playing at home on a Sunday night game. And then they got Tennessee, the Giants, the Bears, Dallas again, Saints, and New York. Like they have the easiest cakewalk for the rest of the season.
That's why I said they could win the division because, like you said, they have the easiest scale. But honestly, truly too, you have to think about it in this way: like the Colts beat the Chiefs, so it's like that's not. I mean, it is, but it ain't. Like on any given Sunday, word to Jamie Foxx.
Any given Sunday, no, you're right.
And anything can really happen. So I can't say like it from on paper. It looks like, yes, they have a cakewalk and they got the easiest schedule. But when they get on the field, it could be a different ball game. They could lose at least, you know what I'm saying, 1 or 2 of those games. It just kind of depends on how they're approaching, how they come out, you know what I'm saying, and how they play. You know what I'm saying? They may overlook one of those teams and, like I said, catch an L. We've seen it happen this year. You know, Washington gave who was it? Who did they just play against not too long ago?
Green Bay.
Green Bay. Yeah, they was giving Green Bay fits, like, you know. So it's like,
yeah, but Green Bay also lost to the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Like this season, let's just admit it.
Messed up, right? Like something don't seem right. Can we hit the restart button? Yeah, that's way off right now.
It's all in the water. The water's contaminated.
Good football. What is that? The Jets? What? All the New York teams are that good?
Yeah,
like, only Buffalo.
It's a shame that the Yankees got swept against the Houston Astros because if the Yankees and the Mets were still in it right now, New York would be on fire. Like there would be riots everywhere. Like all the New York teams doing well. Like watch the Knicks start winning. Like whoo.
Okay, let's not get crazy. Now let's not get crazy. You know, they got a ways to go. Speaking of New York teams struggling, I'm glad you brought that up, Ruth the Chew, because that's gonna lead me right into my next topic. Kevin Durant and the Nets of Brooklyn have not looked how we thought that they were going to look. As well as with the addition of Mr. Kyrie Irving, as well as Ben Simmons. I was going to say a joke, but I decided to not do that route. But, because, you know, obviously preseason, they were picked pretty high to be finished pretty high in the East, to compete for a championship possibly, but they haven't looked like a championship contending team. There's been high scoring for 2 of the big 3. And then there's one who the scoring is still not giving what it's supposed to give. And he's fouled out in at least 2 of their games so far to start the season. So I said, my question is this. Wait, hold on. Oh, we got a question. We got a question from the G Report real quick. We'll answer that first before we go to the Brooklyn thing. So he said, I want your opinion. Who is the best QB in the league right now?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. There's no
Mahomes boy.
Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen gives him a hell of a battle. But when it comes down to athleticism, the way he carries his team, the way he gets everyone involved, the way he was able to turn Juju Smith-Schuster into a freaking animal the other day, I'm going Patrick Mahomes. If I had a bet on it, if I'm putting together a Super Bowl team, Patrick Mahomes is my quarterback.
Absolutely agreed. I would definitely go with Mahomes boy as well. But yeah, so off of that, back to the Nets. So I'll start with you, Jay. What has shocked you the most about Brooklyn's start this year? Because we all know that Kevin Durant is Jay's favorite player in the entire world. No, but in all seriousness, what has shocked you the most about their start this season?
Can I just ask, why is Ben Simmons even in the NBA still? Is that a reasonable question? Can I just throw that in there? We need you on our team to fall out of games.
Okay, but that last foul that was called on Ben Simmons
was some bull. It was some bull.
You saw Steve Nash go off. That was the first time I've ever seen Steve Nash turn red. Like, he was going in on that ref because
he should have been, because that was definitely a BS call. To get fouled out,
but he should never put himself in the position of fouling out. Like, you shouldn't be walking around with 5 fouls anyways. Like, who are you?
Exactly.
Ben Simmons. That's who he is. They're like, oh, this dude on my team. Why is he still? Why did they get him? Oh, they had to do that trade for Denver. Okay, but yeah. So that's a whole just separate thing. Ben, I don't even know who wants my team. I mean, I'm looking at it's always they're the favorite, right? Because on paper, right, it's like, ooh, the Nets, and then I'm like, you coming out in game 1. Losing to the Pelicans by 22 points? Like, what is this? Like, really? Okay, Kevin Durant. All right. The Raptors game was close. They only beat them by like 4 points. And then you lose 10 points by the Grizzlies. But Ja Morant is just unstoppable right now. So that all makes sense to me. I don't know. The Nets have a lot to prove to me, clearly. Like, I respect Kevin Garnett and Kevin Garnett. Sorry. Look, I don't even know who he is. Kevin Durant. I respect Kevin Durant. And all of his accolades and everything he does. He's a sniper. He's a shooter. Like, I do. I respect the man's talent. Me liking him as a person, I think he's a crybaby, too much on the tweets, all of that. But they have to prove themselves. You know, we talked about this before. You have the offseason. You ask for a trade. You talk bad about Nash, right? He's the coach. You know what I mean? And now you're facing all this. Kyrie is always on his hoopla, up and down and this and that. So can you guys come together and be a cohesive team and win and show that the talent, the caliber of talent that you have on your team, really show that. Let the basketball do the talking, right? Kyrie, you stop talking. Kevin, you stop tweeting. Ben Simmons, don't say nothing at all. Just play. Show us that.
Damn, he can't talk.
Show us that you can be a cohesive unit, because on paper, but I'm still prove me. Show me that you are in the conversation. You will be in the Eastern Conference Finals or something like that. Let's see what you can do all season. Put your money where your mouth is. You guys have all this great talent. Let's see. Kevin Durant, can you put a team on your back and lead them? Like, I'm waiting for that. Like, oh, that's as good as LeBron and Woo. Show me, bro. You are yet to put the team on your back, carry them, and take them to the chip. I'm waiting to see that.
They're not leaders. Jay, they're not leaders. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are not leaders. And that is the reason why they are not going to be in the Eastern Conference Final. That's why they're not going to win an NBA championship as a unit. It's not going to happen. They need a LeBron on their team. They need somebody who everybody's going to listen to in the locker room. Kyrie, you ain't it. Like, you are too self-centered. You are too involved in trying to prove something to the media. You are just too far up your own behind, okay? And it's sad to say because you are extremely talented, but these episodes that you've been having are just, it's uncalled for. Kyrie, play ball. Like, that's what you get paid to do. That's what these young athletes look up to you to do, is to play ball. Zip your mouth and show us on the court. That's all we want to see. You don't have to. It's always I feel like it's always a battle when you see Kyrie at the podium. It's always like him against the world, and it's like, yo, just drop your what do you call it? Your guards down just a little bit. Drop your walls down a little bit. Stick to the game. Stick to your job, your profession, okay? I know that you're more than just a basketball player, but at this moment, at this time, when the season is in session, you are a ball player, and that's what we get. We pay a lot of money to go see you play. People pay a lot of money to rock your shoes, your jersey. Why? Because you're a philanthropist? No, because you're a ball player. So that's what we expect from you. Until we get that type of attitude from Kyrie or Kevin, until someone steps up and is able to shut the other one up, or Kevin put Kyrie in his place, I think the Nets are just going to be a laughing stock of the league. I mean, I'll be surprised that they make it back to an Eastern Conference final. Honestly, I think it was a little bit of a fluke that they made it that far that season, especially with Kyrie and all his injuries that they obtained in the playoffs. But I had high hopes because I love Kyrie and I love Kevin Durant, and I thought the marriage of them being under the same team was going to be really effective. But for the past 3 seasons, we haven't seen much productivity. We've seen more of the headlines that have to do nothing to do with basketball. So stick to the game, fellas. Prove me wrong. I want to see it. Hey, I'm just an analyst. I just give you what I see. I don't need to talk bad about you guys in any sense of way, but change my mind. Shut up and dribble. Let's go.
Okay. So a few things, right? While I agree with you, both of you ladies, I will push back a little on this particular part. As it pertains to Kyrie and philanthropy, I don't think that is the reason why he is having the issue, or that he's incapable of being the leader or being putting his talents first, if you will. Because at the end of the day, Kyrie is Kyrie. Like, he's never been a leader. Like, never. Even when he was at Cleveland and before he got Bron, there was never a time where everybody on the team was like, we look to Kyrie to lead us. Like, Kyrie's never been that kind of guy. He's always been a solo act. It just is what it is. And that's just who he is. He's always been a solo act. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, has the ability to lead. He just doesn't like to. That's not something that that's not a role he's comfortable in. Kevin Durant wants to show up to the gym, hoop, and go home. Like that, if he could just do that, if it was that simple for him, then that's what he would do. So I don't necessarily think it's Kyrie needs to just focus on basketball thing. I think that this is just who, like I said, it's just who Kyrie is. He just is who he is. Like, he could be solely locked in, solely focused on basketball. He's still gonna say off the wall stuff. He's still not gonna be a great leader. They're still gonna have the same problems are still gonna persist. So it's not necessarily the focus. It's just this is what you have to deal with. Like, this is just who he is. The other problem that the Brooklyn Nets have, they don't play defense. You can't score all those points and then not be able to stop the other team, because everybody in the league can score. It's a scoring league. Every single team has the opportunity to come in and get right off 100 points, because this is what the league is. So if you can't stop anybody and you're scoring a bunch of points, you're just exhausting a bunch of energy. So they don't have anybody that could defend, which is laughable, because Ben Simmons was supposed to be their defender. He was supposed to be the problem to solve that problem, because they couldn't defend last year either. Ben Simmons was supposed to come in and be that for them, and he hasn't been that. And I just think it's a ghost of his past. Ben Simmons, he's never going to be the same player again, because he can't get out of his own head. You can see on the court when he plays, like, he's still thinking every single move and every single action. Do I shoot here? Do I pass here? Oh, let me, like, it's mechanic almost. It's like he's not even in the flow of the game anymore. It's just everything is thought out. And until he's able to escape his own thoughts, this is what they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, this is what they're going to be. It's unfortunate because they have all the talent to be a top contending team, to contend for a championship. Like, like I said, again, we look on paper, that should be one of the top 3 teams in the league. But it's one thing when you have it on paper. It's another thing to put it together out in the court. And together, it's not. They're just a mess of a franchise, honestly. Because KD he still don't want to be there. Even though he came back, he don't want to be there no more. He don't want to play with Kyrie no more. Kyrie doesn't want to be there anymore. Like, they've made it apparently clear, like very, very clear. They're not feeling it no more. So it's just now they gotta play together because they don't have any other options at this particular point. So it's like, this is what it's gonna be. Like, it's like I said, it's sad to say, but this is just what it's gonna be. Like, that you're gonna put 2 guys on the same team to be your leaders, which neither one of them are known for being leaders. Then you got a guy who you brought in whose mental is completely fragile, and you thought that was gonna work. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who makes these front office decisions? Like, they need to call me because I got some ideas. Like, if you need somebody to bounce the ideas off, holla at your girl. Like, I got some
Harden
ideas.
requesting a trade from Brooklyn was a really, really big eye opener to me, because James Harden stuck with Houston when they were trash, like completely trash. Like, he used up a couple seasons of his what would you call it, his best years in Houston, and he stayed loyal. But he dipped out of Brooklyn so quick, playing alongside Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. That spoke volumes to me. I think that locker room is full of toxicity. I don't think, no matter how much sage Kyrie brings to the locker room, brings to practice, I don't think it's going to help anything. I think they need to either get rid of Kyrie or they need to get rid of Kevin Durant and just put some key pieces around one or the other. That's the only way I see things switching up in Brooklyn.
I agree. I think, like you said, with the James Harden requesting a trade, especially so early after being there for not that long, was definitely the writing on the wall. Like, it was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me this guy doesn't want to play with the 2 most talented guys in the league ever? He would rather go elsewhere than to play with them? That was the indicator. That was the tip. That was like, he was like, look, I ain't gonna say nothing, but you might, it's some stuff happening back there. Like, I ain't gonna say what it is, but it ain't right. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was definitely the writing on the wall. Definitely the writing on the wall. Like, that should have tipped everybody off. This is not what you think it is. And honestly, I would love to know what Steph Curry thinks right now, because I'm almost certain that the group chat is as petty as it could possibly be.
We already know what Steph Curry feels about the situation. About it last season when they were talking about, would you pay with LeBron, or would you bring Kyrie back onto the roster? And he's like, nah, we're good. We are good. I am Gucci. Okay, like, they have their problems, they're dealing with their issues. And I want none of that. I want nothing to do with that. I want Klay Thompson. I want Draymond Green. I want Iguodala. I want our supporting staff. I want Jordan Poole, who's become a huge asset to that team. And he's good. You don't want to play with LeBron. He don't want to play with Kevin Durant again. He definitely don't want to play with Kyrie. Like, Steph is on his own little planet over there in the Bay, and they are doing just fine. Steph can do no wrong. Right now, they're playing the Phoenix Suns, which I think is going to be a really competitive game. It's the end of the first quarter. The Suns are up 37-29. And my Clippers lost to OKC in a really embarrassing fashion today. That freaking sucks. And then what else on here? Oh, the Dallas Mavericks also lost the Pelicans in New Orleans, which I think is a really interesting team to keep an eye on.
Sleeper team for sure. Sleeper team for sure.
Because if they can game manage Zion Williamson to keep him healthy throughout the season, 22 minutes a game. That's all you need from Zion. 22 minutes, okay? You got to save the brother from himself. 22 minutes. Don't play all 82 games in the season.
Yep.
Clip him at 68 games. That's all you need then. This is your number 1 draft pick. How about you keep his longevity going. Okay, keep that in mind. The coaches need to limit his minutes, save the boy from himself, because at the end of the day, he's still a very, very young man that doesn't always know the best. All right, so this older coaching staff, these older people around him need to rally around him and really do what's best for Zion. I think the Pelicans are going to be that sleeper team to make it far in the Western playoffs.
Factuals, I definitely agree with you. I actually got to see the Clippers play the Kings a couple nights ago on Saturday, and I got to meet Matt Barnes. Shout out to Matt Barnes.
That's awesome.
Yes, it was. Yeah, he was really.
Ask him to come on our podcast, and we'll go on his. Be like,
what you think I didn't ask? He gave me the typical celebrity response, the head shake. Of course, boy, don't play with me. Like, I know better.
No. I'm not even kidding, Alana. Follow through. Hit him up. Hit him up on.
I'm totally.
Because a lot of these people will say yes. We think it's an automatic no, but a lot of these people will say yes, especially when it comes to the ladies that are, having a voice in the sports world. A lot of pro athletes are behind that for sure.
No, absolutely. But he was super dope, super nice. So shout out to him. But moving right along with more NBA news, of course. Hold on, let me pull up my little topics here. Let me see.
The NBA season is here.
It is here. It is kicked off, and unfortunately, ladies, I'm gonna have to start this last topic off because it is near and dear to my heart. The Lakers of Los Angeles at this particular moment are 0-3. And we are a bit of a cluster of a mess at this particular moment. Nothing makes sense. 2-2 ain't 4 no more. It's just all bad for the purple and gold. And I just want to start with this. Get Russell Westbrook the F off my team immediately, expeditiously, as soon as possible. Not today, not now, but right now. He has to listen. And let me preface it with this. I love Russ. I've always been a fan of Russ. I love his mentality as far as on the court. I love his tenaciousness. I love that he's not afraid to get after it. I love that he will fight anybody. I don't love the fact that with 30 seconds left, he felt the need to take a contested 3-point shot when he is not a great 3-point shooter. Now, listen. I think some of the criticism of him has been unfair. However, I do think a lot of the criticism has been warranted. Russ has not played well. Russ has been very stubborn. Russ is not accountable. Remember I said, one of my favorite words, ladies, accountability. He has not looked himself in the mirror and said, I need to play better. Every time they asked him after he went 0 for 11. And they asked him how he played, and he said, I feel like I played solid. Solid where, sir? Solid how? In what capacity? What is your
definition?
That
after the Golden State game? I think he still put up 22 points that game?
Ruth, I don't give a good lovely if he put up 32 points. We lost by damn near 30. And then you go 0 for 11 and you say, I played solid. What is your definition of solid, sir? I would love for you to describe to me what does solid mean to you. Because I know what solid means to me. Solid means foundation. Solid means cohesive. Solid means together. Solid means it does not break. It does not have chips. It does not fall apart. Solid don't mean no God. It don't mean 0-11. It don't mean 0-11. It just does not mean 0-11. Okay?
That's the Clippers game.
It's not
that he won for.
Baby, his version of solid is about as solid as AD's health. That's about how solid his solid is. Like, it's mind blowing. There's just the lack of self-awareness when it comes to Russell Westbrook. Like, that's his biggest problem, is he is not self-aware enough to know, hey, I need to do other things because right now the offense isn't flowing for me. Let me play defense. Let me get some assists. Let me get some open layups. Run the lane, do some cuts, do something. But you still trying to jack up threes like you're sir. And then who the hell drew up an isolation play for Patrick Beverly? Who did that?
Yeah.
I would like to have a one-on-one conversation with that person after I punched them in the face, because who told you that was a good idea? Like, there is no way that they literally sat in the huddle and looked each other in the face and said, you know what's a good idea? Put Patrick Beverly in the ISO. That's gonna kill him. What? That's gonna kill us. Why? We don't have any shooters. We can't throw a tennis ball in the ocean right now. Like, what is going on? Like, it's not that we don't have the money, we don't have the personnel. We have all of those things. Listen, if y'all need somebody to come pick them up and take them somewhere else, call me. I'm available. I will come to Russ's house personally. I will help him pack. I will help the kids pack. I'll put the kids in the car seat. I'll take them to the airport. Listen, they can get drinks and crackers. I don't care. Whatever they need on the way to the airport. Just let me take them up out of Los Angeles. It's not worked. It hasn't worked. It ain't going to work. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, the Lakers are in trouble. The Lakers need shooters around LeBron. LeBron's going into his 20th season in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And he needs help. He needs serious help. It can't always be on him. LeBron can't do everything. He can't be on all angles of the floor. He needs shooters. He needs perimeter shooters around him. When he had success in Cleveland, he had shooters. He had Kevin Love. He had what's the other 3-point shooter that was like a Swiss
J.R. Smith.
They had J.R. Smith and the other light-skinned guy, the white guy with the spiky hair. I can't think of his name right now. He went
on Cleveland or on Miami?
Cleveland, and he went and played for the Milwaukee Bucks like the last couple seasons. I can't think of his name right now, but Kevin Love, the other white guy, J.R. Smith, Kyrie Irving. When he was in Miami, he had Dwayne Wade. He had a lot of sharp shooters around him. So I think the only way to even have a little bit of improvement is to trade Russ away and try to get some perimeter players, some 3-point shooters surrounding LeBron James. That's the only way. LeBron is going to be taking it to the hole, okay? He's going to attract all that attention. He's going to kick out, and someone needs to hit the three. He needs a clutch 3-point shooter. Until they make those decisions, until they pull those strings, Darvin Ham he's way in over his head in this situation.
Any LeBron successful team is him surrounded by shooters, because LeBron's passing ability, he's going to get you the ball in spots that you need to have the ball in spots. Like wherever your spot is or however you need it thrown to you, he's going to be able to make that pass and make that happen.
Yo, shout out to the G Report, Kyle Korver. That was the name.
Yes, Kyle. I mean, you got to think he had Kyle Korver, he had J.R. Smith, he had Eddie Jones for a little bit, I believe. There was a couple, but I mean, again, like the consensus here is that he needs to be surrounded by shooters, that people that play their role and perfect their role, because LeBron is going to take on 80%. He just needs the 20% to come through for him when the 80% starts to wear down a little bit. He's 37 going on 38 years old. He's not 25 anymore. He can't carry the team like he can't carry a team like he once could anymore. He's still going to be great. He's still going to make great plays, but he cannot shoulder the entirety of the load anymore. Them shoulders is old, baby. They is tired. Like, he can't do that no more.
And I think a lot of the blame needs to get pointed at Rob Pelinka, the general manager.
Like, how do you wait? Just got extended.
Who said go get Patrick Beverly? Like, who told you to get Patrick Beverly? Who told you that was a good idea?
Okay, they just got extended. Jeannie Buss, what are you doing?
They ran an ISO I saw it live with my own 2 eyes. I was at the Sacramento Kings preseason game. I was standing very close to the court, and I saw this man get the ball, wave off the pick, dribble and take a contested 3-pointer that clanked so hard I thought they were shooting. I don't know who told him that it was a good idea or did it. Who drew that up? We got Darvin Ham for him to draw that up. Babe, if you need listen. All these NBA teams need to call me, okay? Because I have ideas. I have plans. I wouldn't have ran no ISO for Patrick Beverley, bro. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
First of all, Damian, you shut your mouth because you're not even saying. I'm sorry, Ruth. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're not even saying the truth, sir. Because him crying about needing shooters, he didn't want Russ. He wanted DeMar DeRozan. Thank you very much. And had we got DeMar DeRozan, we'd be in a totally different situation.
That was such a slip.
So don't you dare talk about he's crying. I mean, this is what he wanted, and this is what. Shut up. You don't know nothing. Just be talking to talk.
Sensei's in her feelings. Now,
also, keep watching the show. We appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, keep watching the show. Though. You know, I love you.
She's passionate. We're passionate players right now. Okay.
It's all love, but you don't know what you're talking about. But it's all love, though.
But it's all love. She's like really interested. Here's the thing. I agree with you, Ruth. Pelinka, how was your contract just got extended? They literally just showed like 6 Lakers that were just traded away, including Carmelo Anthony and DJ Augustine, that were over 30, almost 40% 3-point shooters. They literally traded away their best 3-point shooting, even though, I mean, it wasn't that great last year. They traded away their highest 3-point shooters. And then this team is like a hodgepodge of random people. Where did you just threw stuff together, right? And Russ at this point, his attitude, sit him at home. Pay him and sit him until you can trade him. He cannot be in that locker room. He is absolutely toxic. His attitude. I'm watching clips, fans, oh, you suck. He comes back out to the thing. What would you say? Bro, you already know the chatter. You already know this. Ain't nothing new. You don't got to boss up on no fan. You don't got to. Bro, sit him down. Sit him down at home and say, when we find a home for you, if we find a home for you. But at this point, it's better that he's sitting at home on the couch. Get him out of the locker room.
I don't think anybody wants Russ, bro. I think the Lakers held on to him a little bit too long because now nobody want him. Ain't nobody going to give you draft capital. Ain't nobody going to give you their shooters. Ain't nobody going to hand nothing over. Not even a wet towel for Russell Westbrook.
I think if they do, they have to give up those picks. I think that's the hindrance is what teams are kind of reluctant to do, because it's like, okay, yeah, we could take on the money, we could take on, especially if they're not really a contending team. Like, all right, we could take that on, but we need something more than just Russ. You can't just give us Russ and say, here, just take him, and we're gonna take your 2 best shooters. No, you can have my 2 best shooters, but give me some picks, give me some, you got to give me something, and they got to stop playing hardball. Like, this is Los Angeles, this is the Lakers, bro. This is not the Wizards. This is not the Pacers. This is the Lakers, bro. They don't do mediocrity. They don't do 0-3 to start the season. They don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't do the kind of, Russell Westbrook had a string of plays where he stepped out of bounds. Like, that's how bad it's getting, like, to the point where as a professional basketball player, you are consecutively stepping out of bounds. And then looking shocked, like,
get the heck out of there.
And then looking shocked at the ref, like, well, what happened? You know what happened. You know what you did. Like, are you for? It's just.
Oh yeah, like, and I saw something pointless that he did in Game 1 against Golden State when he made that pretty good. He took it to the hole, got a good layup, but then when Andrew Wiggins was inbounding the ball, he for no reason just fouled him, like for no reason, and sent Wiggins to the free throw line, and Golden State went up 2 more points, and I'm like, why do you do things that just shoot yourself in the foot? Like, yeah, we were about to say congratulations on that layup, dap you up. But then you go do something like that, and it's like, I don't know what his mentality is. I don't think his head's in the game. I think the LA crowd is too loud for him. I mean, he came from Oklahoma, okay? So he was the man of that town, the only man of that town. And I don't think he's adapting well to being in an LA environment when there's superstars spilling out the nose. I mean, they brought a Super Bowl to LA last season. The Dodgers just won a World Series not too long ago. Like, this is a city full of winners. This is a city full of superstar talent. And I don't think Russ is fitting in very well. I think he's that awkward kid, that started the school year 3/4 way through, and it's not working out for him. And I don't think he's going to adapt well. So, but like I said before, I don't think the Lakers can trade him. I don't think anybody wants his ass. Like,
yeah,
that's that part.
It's a different thing when you go from being like Ruth, that you said, going from being the man in Oklahoma to, because when you're the man in Oklahoma City, you don't have the same expectation as you do as a Los Angeles Laker point guard. Like the best point guard Oklahoma City has had is Russell Westbrook. Mm-hmm. Like there's no comparison. There's no, you can't look up and see a bunch of banners with a bunch of retired jerseys. Like there's none of that. It's Russ and KD. Like that. Those are two of the best things that have ever happened to OKC. When you come to the Crypt, or to, I'm calling it Staples. I'm not calling it the Crypt. That's a stupid name. When you come to Staples, you see the Magic Johnsons, you see the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, you see the Shaqs, the Kobes, you see all, you know what I'm saying, all these players that have had their jerseys retired. And you see the expectation, you see the 17 championship banners. You see the fans, you know what I'm saying, that's been OG fans since way, way back. That, like I said, they based off of tradition, are used to win. Even if they don't win a championship, they're just at least used to contending. So now you have the expectation of not only do you need to win, you got to at least contend. Triple doubles ain't enough if we're not winning. Yeah. Like, that's cool for the stats, but what is that doing in the win-loss column? He's not used to that. So now you got the expectations of a LeBron James, and you can't handle it because everybody can't. Everybody's not able to handle those expectations and carry that out. Say what you will about LeBron James, but every expectation he's been placed at his feet or put on his back, he's met it or exceeded it at some point.
Yeah.
And Russ can't do that. He's not capable of, his attitude will not allow him to do that. He's so stubborn and stuck in his ways. It's like talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
Because in his mind, he's not doing anything wrong. That's the most mind-blowing about this whole situation. In his mind, he's not doing anything wrong. He's playing perfectly.
There's no accountability.
There's none whatsoever. He can't even sniff that. Like it's that bad. And I hate that for him because he says, I mean, he's done great things. Like, I hate to even talk about him like this because I feel like he is still a great player, but it's like, bro, at some point you gotta humble yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to. But I mean,
you feel better, Lana. You feel better, Sensei.
Let it all out.
I do.
Let it all out.
I do because it's been on my heart.
Go eat some ice cream now.
It's on my heart. I just. No,
great
honestly,
ladies. I really love talking to NBA and NFL and all sports with y'all. It's pretty incredible. Shout out to everybody in the comments. It's looking like our Facebook Live was cutting in and out. I wasn't able to get that clarified throughout the show, but we will be reposting this on Facebook for sure.
Yes, indeed. I thank y'all so much for tuning in and joining us for another great week of the Sports Senseis. You know, it's always fun when I link up with you ladies and we get to share our experted opinions and things of that nature. Any shout outs or anything, you know, where you guys got coming up, you guys want to promote?
Yeah, Thursday Night Football. Stay locked in with me on social media, RootTheTruth_1 or RootTheTruth with 3 H's at the end on Twitter. I'm going to be giving you guys live updates while at the Thursday Night Football game against the Bucks and Baltimore. They got a really tall task ahead of them. I think Lamar Jackson's probably going to have a hell of a game against that defense. But all good things. I appreciate you ladies so much for giving me the platform. I will not be doing the Moment of Truth this weekend for my radio show. I will be skipping this weekend because I'm on my way to Cali.
Yay! What part?
I'm going back to San Bernardino, just south of Los Angeles for Escape Halloween. It's a Halloween themed EDM music festival. So I'm pretty excited. The only thing I'm not excited about is I'm going dolo, guys. I'm going by myself because you know how it is. Like you try to make plans with people, but if their things fall through, like they got kids, they got families. Like I'm in my late 20s already, so a lot of my friends already have families and stuff like that. And Halloween is, one of those family holidays. So in my mindset, I'm just like, yo, I'm not gonna wait on people to go.
I feel that. I feel that.
But I do have one of my best friends is going to be at the festival, but she's going to be working. So at least I'll have somebody in the vicinity.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been meeting people on social media that are all going to this festival. So I'm hoping to, link up with some people and make some new connections. So I need some more West Coast friends.
Oh, I mean, hello, you got one right here. I just say you just gotta pull up on me. I think
I am going to San Francisco. I know that you're in Sacramento.
Yes, ma'am.
But I am going to San Francisco December 18th because the Bucks play the 49ers in San Francisco. But I'm taking that whole week off to bounce around some cities in California. So Sacramento
say less.
On my list.
Say less. Yeah. I mean, even if I got, for sure.
Yeah, because it's the week after the semester ends. So I got like 2.5 weeks to actually enjoy some time before the spring semester starts. So I'm already put it on my calendar that I'll be in Cali for a week.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'll come see you, sis. I'm gonna come see you.
Yeah. Come pull up on me and I'll come see you too. You know, like San Francisco ain't that far. I'm just throwing it out there. I am going to Arizona for Super Bowl weekend if you ladies would like to join.
I love Arizona. It's a Scottsdale, right? Is it Scottsdale?
Yep.
I love me some Arizona. My sister lived in Phoenix for 6 years and I loved it out there.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely dope. So yeah, y'all should look into. Just saying. But anyway, that'll wrap up this episode of the Sports Senseis. And once again, thank you to my good sister Jay Nicole and Ruth the Truth for joining me on this show. Once again, make sure that y'all tune in next Tuesday because we will be back talking about more NFL and more NBA stuff. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Y'all have a great night, and we out this thing.
Bye.